to Two Queens and Crystal Things. Hey y'all, this is the podcast where we are on some manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit.
Yes.
I am Mia.
And I am Christy, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriend.
Hey.
For whatever amount of time we're about to talk. Man, we've been talking so much before this podcast. I'm like, we should really be recording these conversations.
Absolutely.
Because, man, this is like real life stuff that we've just been discussing. And even just growing through.
Yes.
Okay, so before we get started, I just wanted to announce again that Two Queens will be leading a sound bath with Dream Market Chicago for the full moon on July 31st at the LaSalle Hotel in downtown Chicago. So for our local listeners here in Chicago, we are raffling off one ticket to be our special guest for the evening. Do you want to share more?
Yes. So the winner of the raffle will receive a comp ticket to our sound bath. Yes. And then we're treating you to dinner. A little din. So what do you need to do? If you live in Chicago or close by, can make it there, you know, this is probably for you. Tag 3 fellow queens or kings who you think could benefit from the podcast. And we will do a random drawing for everyone who participates in the raffle. So there's a flyer that we have posted up about this event and about the raffle. So if you tag 3 people on that, then we'd appreciate that.
Instagram and Facebook.
Hey, if you don't have friends in Chicago, you know, tag your friends in Chicago as well, you know. So we will announce the winner on the 28th. And then remember, the event is on the 31st. So the winner will be contacted on the 28th, and we'll post. And the event is on the 31st. So
be ready. Can't wait.
Yes, this is exciting. So last week, we talked about trusting, you know, your spiritual aptitude, understanding the skills, your inherent spiritual, what people call gifts, but really just are a part of, you know, it's like your additional senses. We have way more than 5 senses. And so we talked about, you know, trusting it, and the more that you trust it, that the stronger that power becomes. So check it out if you haven't had a chance to. So what are we chatting about today? What are we starting off with this evening?
So before I go into that, I was just acknowledging that it's really interesting to hear how our language has changed and evolved since the start of the podcast.
Yeah.
You know.
Hello.
You know, there's
absolutely
certain things like even, you know, the power. It's like it's not.
Yeah.
Shifting the language. It's just as
we expand and grow and learn,
really cool.
Our language and understand, you know, it evolves.
Yeah, but I noticed it in that moment, and I just thought it was really cool to acknowledge, because since you all have been listening to the podcast and growing with us,
3 years.
Yes, 3 years. You all have also evolved and grown in your walking and your spiritual life, and so I'm just really grateful that you all are spending the time with us, you know, your precious time to listen to us have these conversations about these things that we feel like so many people have questions about, and we all don't know the answers, but let's talk about it. So today we are talking about the magic of living judgment free, and I'm going to be honest that I have not perfected this. I have not. Don't look at me to be leading anything. No, I have not perfected it. I'm more aware when I'm aware of myself when I do it, and then I question myself like, well, why am I doing that? Why are you judging this person? But you know, in the past, like to be able to live and survive, like judging situations is how we avoided danger, and is how we avoided death. So it was a useful tool for us. But now we don't need it.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, we just wanted to talk about the magic of living judgment free today. So let's get into it.
Okay. So I think this this is how I know. Okay. I think this particular space, I feel very comfortable being judgment free. I like it's even uncomfortable for me to say that I'm judgment free because that means I'm making a judgment. You know? Right. I mean, so I'm very cautious, or I should say aware of when I am making a judgment about something. I would say this. I feel like okay, look, can we talk a little bit just about what we're talking about when we say judgment free? Yeah. I think that there is a difference between looking at a situation or a person and making a declaration or having the awareness to say this does not align with me without saying that you're judging something. You know what I mean? Because to me, a judgment is saying whether something is right or wrong, like the judge. It comes down, and that's what we're talking about when we're saying judging, making a declaration that something is right or wrong. But for the sake of conversation and really being clear, we make these type of declarations or judgments and what we decide to, if something doesn't align with our energy. So we're making, like you could say it's, oh, you're making a decision whether or not it's right or wrong. It's like, no, this doesn't align. So when I'm making a judgment of whether or not something is right or wrong, wrong means that it's wrong for you know what I mean? For everybody. Mm-hmm. Now, but we do make decisions on what is good for you. And I think that is different. Good for you. And I think that is different than judging someone.
Yeah. And I mean, like you said, like the alignment piece, I feel like that actually ties into, that's just something that doesn't feel right for you. And I think you are entitled to making that choice. Like, this doesn't align with me. So
absolutely.
Therefore, I'm judging that you're not a good person for me to share space with.
Yep.
That's different than like, ooh, I don't like the way that you have those shoes on.
That's
like, or I don't like the way that you are doing X, Y, and Z with your life. That's
and it's like there's like there's like the social media gangsters, and they don't like what someone's saying. It's not in alignment with them. They have an option. You can just turn, walk away. Just like, okay, that's not something, right? Just keep scrolling. Make the decision. Hey, this is not in alignment with something that doesn't fit. It doesn't fit well with me. But when you take your time and energy and visit this page and always
I'm unfollowing you. Well, just unfollow.
Congratulations. Or they won't even say I'm unfollowing you. They'll go on and make a judgment as to why would it even, whatever it is you're saying, wrong, instead of choosing to align with themselves. So at this point, now you have given whoever it is that you are judging, you've given them all the power. Because you have chosen. Instead of, oh, this is not in alignment. You are purposefully going over to what is not in alignment with you and creating something like you did that yourself. And I think that to me says more about you than it does about the person that you're judging.
No, you're right. Because
you made a choice.
Right. That saying, like the energy that you put into a thing.
Yes.
What is it? Like your attention.
Wait, energy goes where energy flows where attention goes. Yes. Something like that. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I am seeing what you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more that we put our energy into something,
the more power you give it.
You're right. And that's exactly what judgment is. So when you get to a point where you're living judgment free, it is liberating because you don't have that,
yes,
keeping you bound. And the less like bullshit that you're carrying around, it's the energy that you can direct towards something else and something that's more meaningful. So when you don't engage in situations
mm-hmm.
that you might want to make judgment take the energy and put it towards something else that will grow and will blossom into something beautiful.
And I also think really quick that in order to judge, that means there's a comparison. So
Yes.
when we which leads me to when we're judging ourselves. When we judge ourselves as when we're making a judgment of ourselves, that means we're comparing ourselves to something else or to someone else. Because we believe in action or words or something or how we look or something, whatever it is we're comparing it to something else. Whether or not we say ours is better or theirs is better, we're making a comparison. That means that you are looking for validation about yourself outside of yourself. So if I don't judge my life and my actions and my steps, but find out as I move along, I say, I went this way, I turned left, and that hit a chord. That is not in alignment with who and where I am in my life. So I know how to, I just need to go back to the notes that work with me. You know what I mean? That's not a judgment that I'm a bad person because I did that. It's that doesn't feel good. Right. So I find it very interesting that for the longest time, I wanted to shut off my feelings because I felt like that was a weakness. And when I understand, I'm like, seriously, you guys, I know I've said this before, but my ability to feel is my superpower. And the more I leaned into it and understood, like it all feels good, even though pain is good, is because it tells me exactly what I need to know about where I am. If it does not feel good, it's a no. And I trust that feeling.
That's so deep.
But also so simple.
It really is. But it's just like when it doesn't feel right, don't go with, and I think a lot of times when we are making judgments about certain situations, we won't listen to how we feel. We just go about by like what we think is logic or logical sense. But anyway, when you live with more gratitude for the uniqueness of humanity in terms of we all make choices, and whether or not we feel it's a good choice or a bad choice, we all have the freedom of choice. And when you start to live in that space where you appreciate the uniqueness of our fellow humans and their power to make preferences and choices, and knowing or understanding that it makes some people happy and it works for them, then you no longer want to judge, because it's like that's what they chose to do and that's what feels good to them, and I respect that, because you're willing not to, like, you don't have a worry or a care what other people may think. Like, you're willing to advocate for yourself in that sense.
Yeah. Seriously, I think, especially this. Okay, so real quick, the time that we're in. I'm sorry, I was thinking this through. I was like, I heard myself saying it in my head. But so, guys, Venus goes retrograde. So this is this Saturday. So I think it's on the 22nd, July 22nd. So what does that mean? That means that for people who have been struggling to allow their feelings to come through, to who overanalyze and try to logic themselves in and out of everything, and then don't allow themselves to feel. Your ego is working in overdrive. The energy of Venus in retrograde is essentially your ego is gone. So for some people who are willing to embrace, like, oh man, this is what I've been missing, I forgot what it feels like, it's going to be okay. But if you are still if the feeling you don't allow it to flow, it is going to be a painful time for you. So I would encourage you to just allow and surrender. And if it is something that is just, that's not where your notes are, then follow your notes. Follow the sound, your own music. Follow your internal music.
I like that.
You know what I mean? Follow that vibration.
For some people, that may make more sense than like follow your intuition.
Yeah.
Or follow your gut, or follow
your music.
Oh, I love that.
And if it's not about to be a good remix, if there's another song comes, like, oh, that was a smooth transition. If it's like, wait, what is the DJ doing? Walk away. Yeah. Like, nope,
It doesn't feel right. I like that. Follow your note.
So with living judgment free is when you remove your ego from the situation. Okay? So that's why I said we're coming up in a time where energetically as a collective gets into it. So like I said, it's because I understand how powerful it is to feel. So I'm excited for for people to be in a situation where it's like, you know what, like I can't even help it.
I feel like I'm there. Where I'm starting to allow myself to feel certain things.
It's kind of fun. I mean,
no, it really
like,
is.
and then
No,
like
is.
Energetically, it's like it's open for the because of the what. Yes, it's like. Oh, and you know what? Look at it like this. Okay, for all of my let me see my feeling adverse crew out there. Right, look, and for all my feeling adverse, think of the Venus in retrograde. So you know how when some people will get drunk and they'll do things they wouldn't normally do, and they'll be like, oh, blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the Venus retrograde. Just go ahead and allow yourself to feel a little bit and be like, you know what? I don't know. And then you have the excuse, Venus was in retrograde. But you really want to do this anyway. Just like when you get a little fake tipsy. Like, I really want to do that anyway. But, I was drunk. I said that. Oh, my God. Yeah, I know a couple of people who do that. It's like, no, you're not slick.
You knew exactly.
But blame Venus retrograde is the goose, y'all. Blame it on the goose. Okay?
Blame yourself.
But seriously, so energetically though, this allows you more opportunities to truly live judgment free. People are starting to realize, like, dude, I'm a little bit of a hater. And I realize how much I'm for real. Like, Chrissy's over here raising her hand. I'm starting to realize how much of a hater I'm not. Like, I know I do not engage.
Right.
Like, I'm seriously.
I have had times where I reflect back and I'm like, wow, I was really like a hater, or I was really a person who was jealous, or I was really a person who was very, very, very judgmental. And now I'm in this space where I realize that people have the power of choice. And once you let that go, you allow yourself
I think you better let it go.
Right. You are able to flow more, like, through life. Because life is just like, life becomes less, I don't even know how to say it. It just becomes fluid. You can just flow through. You're not stopping worrying about what anybody has to do or say. You just go on with your life.
And you guys, honestly, like, when you think about kind of moving through life with a little bit more flow, it's because you're not carrying something that you can't control. Yep. So, because making a judgment about how somebody else's actions and what it is that they're doing in their life and how it is that they're choosing to move and go and do, you cannot control what another person does. No. So since you can't control, bam. And so the thing is, why would you want to allow something that you have no control over have any control over your life, any control over your energetic flow, any control over how you spend your time, energy, effort, resources, and love and attention to or towards, because you can't control it. It's not yours. It only bothers you because you're allowing it to. Whatever he did, whatever she did, whatever they said, whatever. So what?
You can't control it.
And the more energy that you put towards, and then you know how we make the judgment. Then people go out seeking the stuff like, well, they will literally look up whatever that hashtag is. So now you have spent hours internet thugging. And you've brought all this energy to you. And then now you're in this space where you're creating. It's like, oh my God, the world is this. And these people are tearing up the world. Like, you can see how people can kind of talk themselves into a frenzy because you are bringing the energy towards you. Because that's all you see. As opposed to, you're just like, look, if that's what them want to do, then that's what them want to do. Just stay in your lane. Now, and when I say stay in your lane, I mean stay in your vibration, stay in your note. Just because, and honestly, choosing another way, what you will find, it's painful. It really is painful, you guys. You know. So, and then the other thing is, living judgment free is healing.
Can I tell you that, and again, I have not perfected this by any means, but I have been in situations where I've been around other people who are being judgmental, and I'm not, and I'm like, wait, I don't understand. I mean, if this is what the person likes, or if this is what the person enjoys, or makes them happy, or loves, then who are you to have anything to say about it? And I honestly, like, when I look at that, I realize how much of myself I've healed, because usually when we are very judgmental about other people, we see things in them that we don't want to deal with in ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember this, you guys, anything that triggers you is a trigger for you. If it angers you, that's calling attention to something within yourself that needs to be handled. You know what I mean? If it's or if it's something that triggers you into a feeling of joy, that's because that is something that lives within you. Regardless of whether or not it's joy or pain, it lives within you if it's triggering you. If you see someone, you think, and you see like, oh my goodness, that person is beautiful, or I love the way that they move and they speak. Understand is that's just you seeing a part of yourself reflected that makes you feel good about yourself. So that's why there's no need to compare, and for everyone to feel like they have to, I don't know, like there's this assimilation, right?
So we all have pieces of each other.
And so if it's something that makes you feel good, it's like, understand that's just the part of you that you love being reflected back to you. So but sometimes what we do when we are not in a balanced place within ourselves, it's hard for us to see our own beauty. So that's why we have mirrors. That's what relationship is. That is with dealing with other people. So when anything that you think is wrong with someone, that's a part of you. That's something saying, up.
Ooh, shine that light. Shine a light on.
Okay.
Take it off of me. Yes, no, that's so true. But also, like, man, you brought out some really great points, Mia. But I think also when you live in a space of being judgment free or working towards being judgment free, it causes you to live in the present. Because you're not like worried about what this person should have done or could have done, but you're worried about, you're not even worried. You are just living in the present moment, and you know the present is where all the magic is.
You know what, Chris, that's an excellent point, because it's hard to judge the present moment because you're in it.
Right, all the time.
So when we're making judgment, that means we're looking back. Girl, spaceships don't come equipped with rearview mirrors. Thank you, Andre 3000.
No,
Stay present. Yeah. Be where your feet are. That's actually an excellent point. Yeah.
That's where the magic is, the present moment.
And then here's another thing. This is I'm gonna keep it a buck real quick. Like who are we to tell someone how they need to direct their story.
Right. Like walking off the sets.
Like excuse me, cut.
You're right.
I'm walking on somebody's whole life set.
I don't like the way this scene looks. Please move this.
They look at, I'm like, I'm sorry, what? This security, if you don't get this person off of my movie set, off of my life set, this is my show.
Right, you're the main character.
But think about it. So think about this, y'all. When we allow ourselves someone else's vision or someone else's judgment of us to change how we move, that's literally what we're doing. You are filming a live, what do they call a live audience show? It's a live audience filming or something like that. That's what the show is. You are literally letting someone in the audience come down from the bleachers and walk in front of your camera and be like, hold on, stop.
I don't like this.
I didn't like that. If you don't get your ass off my stage, this is my set. But that's what we are doing. We're allowing somebody to come down and start directing. Like from the outside, like this, you are part of my audience. You're not, I wrote this, directed this, produced this, EP'd it, casted it, all me. This is my story from my perspective and what I believe and do and see for myself. And that's how everyone is. Like if you literally picture your life like you're on a movie set. When you look who's behind the camera, it's you. When you visualize who's sitting in the director's chair it's you. When you go into the writing room, it's you. It's 12 of you sitting around the table writing a story. When you are looking at who's on stage, on the spotlight, it's you. Who is the associate producer? Who's running catering? All of that is you. And we allow someone else to come in from the live studio audience. That's what I was trying to say. The live studio audience and come down and start telling you how to move your characters, how to direct, what needs to be on your you are out of order. So think of it like that, you guys. I think that's an easy way to visualize it.
No, that was perfect. It makes so much sense. We talked about this too. So when you start judging other people, those are areas of yourself that you need to tend to. So whenever you feel angry, irritated, or judgmental about other people, also stop and ask yourself why you are feeling the way that you do. And sometimes you may find that you might be feeling a little jealous, you might be feeling a little insecure, and ask yourself why. Like, do you feel like you don't deserve what they have? Start digging into those feelings and figure out where the root of those feelings are coming from. And it's hard. It's by no means is it easy. It is, but it's hard because you're really having to face yourself. Like, oh man, I'm not as perfect as I make myself seem to be. We're not all perfect, and it's okay. It is perfectly okay.
I think also being judgment free is a peacemaker for you. For you. It opens your heart to just the experience and not the judgment of it. Yeah. And also, y'all, keeping it funky. When you stop judging, it quiets your mind.
Right. Because you're not worried.
Move from judgment to observation. To take off the judges, the fluffy white judge wig, take off the robe, and when you are sitting and experiencing and as a studio audience member and other people's stories as you come across them, observe. Just observe. Yeah, I do.
Like so well.
Look, I'm telling you, I know what's going on. So yes, it brings you peace. Living judgment free, I can honestly say, has brought me peace.
I was like, okay.
But dude, man,
you're happy, okay.
The Kanye shrug is real, yo. Okay. All right.
Have you seen on Instagram? I'm at that age where it's just like, okay.
I'm in my okay phase. So I said, I said that to them. Okay.
Okay.
It is, woo! And I mean it. Like, it's for real, all okay.
Like, I have no anger, whatever. This is what you think. All right, well, sorry you feel that way.
I think that when people want to come to, when you're in a conflict with another being, and when people, or misunderstanding or a lack of clarity, right? When people want to get understanding, no, hear this. When people want to have understanding, guess what they would have? Understanding. Because they would do the things to get to that. If your goal is, I want to understand, I want to have a connection here, because you can always find a common denominator with anybody. You can resonate with on some level, you can resonate with anybody. So if you are looking for where it is that you guys resonate, guess what? You will find that. If you're looking for clarity, understanding, you will find that. But if you are looking for how you are different, you will find that too. So whatever it is that you seek, whatever it is that you are seeking is seeking you.
That is true. And it's funny, my mother used to always say, I won't get into it, but in a relationship where I had a feeling that I was being cheated on, but she said, if you look for it, you're going to find something.
Actual facts.
So if you're not ready to...
But here's the thing. People don't want...
Go ahead.
Look on
Tell the people.
Y'all don't get mad at me.
But don't shoot the messenger, y'all.
For real. If we were all very honest with ourselves, okay? If out of nowhere you start to... Okay, let me back this up. I'm talking to people who are at a point where they have the ability to be honest with themselves, or they have an awareness of themselves. So people who lack self-awareness, this will not resonate with you. But for those who do have some level of self-awareness, right? If you are in a relationship and you start to feel like, I need to check the phone, and that is a new feeling for you, or I get the feeling someone's cheating, they are. You already know it. If you know what I mean? Like, if you eat, so even, and let's just say, and even if it's not exactly what and how you think it is, know that energy exists there. So you may be seeing something to come, or may something like, wait a minute, hold on, is that what happened? You didn't know that it happened, and it's there. If there's something comes over you, and again, you are someone who has awareness of self, so you know this is not of me. That's why I said self-awareness is important. This is why I'm talking to this group of people. Something comes in, you like, hold on, this weird. I
usually don't think it.
Right, I don't. This is wonder where that came from.
I'm usually very
And
secure.
so that question right there, wonder where that came from, is like, wait, where did that come from? And then if you start to feel like, I need to take some action steps to validate this feeling, this intuition, this gut, then right, you can stop right there. Now you need to make a different type of choice. Am I going, you know what I mean? Like, am I going to move forward? Am I going to see how this plays out? But you have an option. But every time you get that feeling, think about it. Trust it. When you have awareness. Now, when you lack self-awareness, you don't know when you're being cuckoo for Cocoa. Just follow it down the road.
I love that. When you said that, though. Follow your note.
Yep.
Follow your note. But, we talked about your ego.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are living judgment-free, your ego is no longer running the show. And then also, we are all here to break some generational curses, to break some programming that's kept us bound, and so allowing ourselves to live in this space of being judgment free, we're breaking habits, we're breaking a certain lifestyle that no longer served us. And when you start to recognize the pattern of behavior in yourself, one, try not to repeat it. I mean, look, I have my moments I mean, we're both not perfect. We have our things. You know, sometimes I like to be a little petty. Sometimes I'm at a point now, which is, oh my gosh, it's so liberating. I'm at a point now where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I actually want to join the dark side. I want to see how it feels. I want to experience it.
Explore all pieces of yourself.
And I'm open. And I'm not judging myself like, oh, you're such a bad person. I'm like, no, let's do it. Please try me. Please try me today.
You're like, I'm ready now.
Please. Like, I want it to happen. Please say something. Please. Okay, but we have those moments. Okay, so also, you know, another thing. Don't focus on the pattern, but about the present. Because again, living in the present is where the magic is. So, okay, that's it. What's your takeaway?
Wait, hold on. So here's my takeaway, y'all. My takeaway is I have a quick announcement.
Ooh, what's the announcement?
Because this is coming right up. You guys, save the date. 2 Queens and Crystal Things is having our first retreat.
I'm excited.
September 22nd through the 24th. We are doing this. So that's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We are doing this during the fall equinox. So we are going to be out in, we got some, oh my God, we are so excited. This has been a long time coming.
Very long time coming. I mean, we've actually started like talking about this early.
I can't even right.
To actually be in
so
space where it's happening.
We have secured a location. It will be, so I'm saying this for our friends who are not in and around the Chicago area. We are going to Michigan. It's about an hour and a half ride from the city, from Chicago, to to the place where we are hosting our first retreat. Save the date. More to come.
Yes.
September 22nd through the 24th. Y'all, we cannot wait. Ooh, child. This is about to be popping. I cannot wait. Yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah. Woo! We're over here like, no, seriously, like giddy.
And you know we love nature.
Oh, this is gonna be
Woo!
We're about to have a good time, y'all. Okay, so we'll let you know. We'll give more details as it comes along, but it's coming up September 22nd through the 24th. 2 Queens, Crystal Things, manifest your life, shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit. Retreat, okay, with us. Okay. We're going to have a couple special guests, y'all. This is about to be fun. So we'll send. I just want to put that out there. So that's my takeaway.
I second that. So yeah, we're really looking forward to this retreat and getting to know you.
Woo! So. I mean, okay, sorry. I'm truly excited. Like my cheeks hurt, you guys. Like I'm for real excited about this. So I am going to do a quick little collective energy, like just to pull real quick. I just wanted a little 3-card.
She's been shuffling.
Oh yeah, I've been over here. Look, I got excited.
Shuffling.
Okay, let's see what we got here for our crew. Ooh. Girl, okay, y'all need to stop. Woo, child. Okay. I can't be excited. Okay. We have mentioned like the energy shift that is happening when the collective. Remember, and I feel like we talked about timelines and choosing timelines.
Yeah.
When I say this time that we're in, and I feel like it kicked off with this new moon on the 17th of July. I am not an astrologer. However, y'all know I'm energy. I know I can read energy, and I know that this new moon kicked off another cycle. Mm-hmm. So you guys, when I'm saying, is you all, if you are listening to this is for you. No longer are you allowing someone else to write your script. When I say you have closed that book, you have closed that showdown. This is a rename. This is 2.0. This is all over again. And the most beautiful thing about this is now you understand you have your pen in your hand. Whatever the fuck. I can't even when I say this energy feels so amazingly strong, when I can't, whatever it is, you are in a position of power. All you got to do is walk that way, talk that way, be that way. Do not stay stuck. If you stay stuck and believe that the sky is going to open up and it happens, you are missing it. You have not done all this work to stay in the position. Okay? And I know I've mentioned this before. When we think of stories when the gods have gifted somebody with something, they still have to do something. We are being gifted, for the lack of better words, with an opportunity to choose our timeline. What is your sunshine? What is your rainbow? What is, like, when I say the truth of who and what it is, everything that you've been thinking and like trying to play yourself a little bit, like, I can't be. It is. It is. And when you know that, believe that, and walk in that way, it's like your physical, tangible world starts to reflect that walk. Okay? That's it. I mean, girl, that energy's strong than I'm over here
like about to keep up.
Like, that's what you for real. Okay.
Wow. Thank you for that.
No temple work for the week.
Thank you for that reminder too.
Yeah.
That was needed. Woo!
I needed that too. That was beautiful.
All right, so the crystal of the week, y'all, purple jade. Element is earth. Chakras, crown.
I cannot believe you did purple jade.
Third eye and earth star. And so purple, do you want to talk about purple jade?
No, go ahead. You can't talk. Go ahead.
So purple jade is a great crystal for purifying your aura and for dispelling negative feelings or attitudes that hold you back from experiencing the spontaneous joy of life. Again, we talk about living in the present. And so this crystal holds a lot of humor that enhances your appreciations for the perfection of the divine order in all things. Honestly, whether you believe it or not, we don't have to accept or believe in what someone else is doing. That's their story, it's not for us.
Yes.
And so this crystal allows us to see that. And it's a great crystal to work with if you need to lighten up or go with the flow. We talked about being in the flow and being in the present. And this crystal is also a stone of discernment, helping you to see the truths and information, teachings, people, and situations. So, have you worked with purple jade before?
Yes. And I said I love that you picked this color because lately in my meditations I've been surrounding myself with a lot of purple and green. And so jade is so jade is jade, and then but I think in my non-meditative state, I'm in a lot of red right now. I'm in some action. Fire. Boom, boom. Okay, y'all. You know the dealio. Follow us on IG at 2 Queens Crystal Things. Please.
Can I talk about the webs? Oh, well, maybe.
Yeah, wait. One second.
YouTube, too.
Right. Oh, yes, you guys. All of our episodes are on YouTube now, guys. So we will be starting to engage and do a little bit more content for YouTube. So we're just, y'all, things are moving. Anyway, follow us on the IG and on our YouTube channel, 2 Queens and Crystal Things.
Yep. And then be sure to also follow us on our personal pages. So Mia, she can be found at Wings Unleashed 444, and she is. You all, if you are looking for a reader, if you are looking for someone to give you some guidance, honestly, she's the reader that I see. When I see other readers, it's because I need to see other readers or she's not available. But she is the person that I go to because she truly, now she knows me, but she's really good. So if you need a reading, go see her. And then for me, make sure to follow my personal page, Christy R. Edwards. I'm good for Reiki, crystal healing, angelic Reiki, sound healing. We both facilitate sound healing sessions. We have one coming up on the 31st, as we mentioned. So be sure to follow our pages and our Instagram, our YouTube. website is coming. It's pending. So thank you all for everything. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love, light, peace, love.
And so, bye.
Bye.